Said the bench for Brooklyn. They fall 1 point short. Let's hear from Dragić.
Goran, you know how long playoff series can be. This is just game one, but how much does this one sting?
A lot. We've been up 3 points, 35, 40 seconds left of the game. We said no threes. Brown got an easy layup, and, then we went down the floor. And, they play really good defense in that possession. And, we still had a chance to get a stop, but unfortunately we didn't. Hell of a play from Tatum. Just to be aware and do a spin and lay it up was tough.
It just ended, but what's your big takeaway from this one and how you guys performed overall?
We have too many turnovers. Definitely the first half we had 13 turnovers. The second half we did much better job, only 4. But, we need to stop fouling. Feel like we're in bonus too quick, and, it's tough to play defense like that. You put him on the line, and but on the end of the day, we had our chances, even with bad game. That the first half we still had our chances, and unfortunately we didn't convert. So.
In your mind, do you look at it as, when you spot a team this good, a 15-point lead, and you turn the ball over and you get beat on the boards, that we've kind of given this away in the big picture? Or do you look at this, hey, this came down to, one brilliant play by Tatum or an intelligent play in the end?
I look at it as a boat. First of all, we just make silly mistakes. The one that is, we had a ball under our basket and nobody was there to, those are easy mistakes. Those when kids when they're playing. So we just have to take care of those easy ones. But then, like I said before, we had our chances. We just have to bite down and get a stop. And unfortunately, we didn't.
Goran, you've obviously played in so many big games throughout the course of your career. Did you get the sense watching Kyrie that all the hostility that he was dealing with from the crowd helped focus him in, especially in the second half?
Kyrie has been amazing. He was carrying us this game. He did his job, but we have to help him. It's not an individual sport. We have to play as a group. Especially defensively, help each other. And offense, we have two of the best players in the world, who can score. So we just have to support those two guys and, play maybe with more energy, box out, get those rebounds and, try to play a little bit faster so we can go on the open court and, not to see that sad defense that Boston is playing.
Goran, you talked about the fouling. How do you correct that in such a short period of time?
No reaching, be more solid in defense and try to be between the guy in the basket. I know it sounds easy when you said it, but, on the floor, we just have to be more focused. Like I said, when the guy is driving, we have to be there. The weak side needs to help, and it's a team effort. It's not only one-on-one. You cannot leave the guys on the island, especially in this league. Everybody's so good at creating their own shots. So it has to be a team defense.
And with that run at the beginning of the second half that they made, I think they went on a 15-2 run. Just what do you think led to them being able to do that?
Was that in the third quarter or like I said, we were just not focused. We came out with our energy was not right. They came out, to play, and, that's how they got that big lead. But I feel like, we did respond. We came back, even took a lead in the fourth quarter, but unfortunately that was not enough.
Goran Dragić there. We're still waiting on Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving to speak. As soon as they do, we'll bring that to you. But let's bring our Sarah Kustok back in here. Now, we heard Steve Nash, Sarah, hit on the rebounds, and we talked about that. Goran Dragić just brought up a couple of things, the fouling, just the unforced errors, the turnovers in the first half. They were better in the second half, and also the focus of the Nets in this game. And you have to think, all those things, the unforced errors, they lost by 1 point.
And Chris, this is something that we've brought up throughout the course of the season and in the regular season, the sustained focus for this group, the careless turnovers, some of the miscues that are unforced by the opponent that the Nets haven't always shored up. And the idea is, when it matters, when there's a sense of urgency, when it's the playoffs, there will be a better level of focus. But Dragić pointed out a handful of those plays, and whether it's in the first quarter, whether it's in the last 3 minutes of a game, it still matters and it still adds up. I do think the fouling aspect is one that we've seen at different points throughout the course of this Nets season. Of many cases, you get fouls because you're out of position, and that's part of the defensive rotations. I think there's something Steve Nash even brought up earlier of, there may be a lot of players with playoff experience, but there was not a collective experience with this group as they still work to learn to be around one another and how they're going to operate. But I think more than anything, it's about taking care of the things you can take care of. And when that's a focus on every possession, understanding the importance of every possession, that's something that you need to see more consistently out of this Nets group.
Sarah, Kyrie's last basket of the game gave the Nets a 3-point lead. Goran Dragić talked about it, how in that moment, after Boston calls timeout, 45.9 seconds to go, their whole focus was not to foul. I felt they scored too quickly. They talked about it during the broadcast. What about the way it was 7 seconds? Jaylen Brown gets that layup after Kyrie had made it a 3-point game. What about the way those final 45.9 seconds played out?